How do you see, is from your perspective, Chintan first, the sector growing and developers and equipment suppliers being able to keep pace with it and drive it in a sustainable manner?
First of all, I think everybody's talking about the size of 175 gigawatts since the morning. Is it doable? I'll just give you a perspective. India has added 24,000 megawatts of wind for the last 25 years, while China added 24,000 megawatt of wind in last 1 year. It's possible. Even if you target 8,000 megawatt every year, you can easily reach as far as 60 gigawatt of wind is concerned, and similarly for solar. So the only idea is that how to bring in volumes and certainty. Now, most of the projects, particularly wind or that matter solar, it takes about 1.5, 2 years or 3 years to develop. Acquire land, do data monitoring, draw out evacuation lines, and finally install your project. Now, the bigger problem is what's going to be the policy framework 3 years down the line? Nobody knows. So that's where the hiccups would come in terms of, okay, I have a different perspective over here. We've been talking about competitive bidding in India as far as power sector is concerned. If you essentially plot a graph that whatever competitive bidding has happened in India, be it conventional, be it renewables or whatever, how much of this procurement has been done from outside India in terms of capital goods? The moment competitive bidding comes in, you'll have import of capital goods. I view it differently. We have 175 gigawatt market right there. There are problems. We talked about the duck-shaped curve, about solar. Well, California has got a 80,000 megawatt of grid with 60 gigawatt from hydro and gas. In India, if you're going to put 10,000 megawatt of solar, you will have a giraffe neck. The grid is smaller, and you don't have so much of gas and hydro. So our problems are different, but I'm quite sure we'll be able to solve it. Technical problems have technical solutions. There are management solutions, forecasting, things like that. Investments will also come in. Who will invest? Who will buy? All things are doable. The bigger thing is, can we take this 75 gigawatt market that we're creating and maximize this? And as a Banya, what do the country gain out of it? We've been seeing across the world, wherever a feed-in tariff is there, manufacturing happens. The Make in India happens. Because there is a firmity, there's a certainty, and a longevity. The moment you have competitive bidding anywhere in India, import happens. So me want to do competitive for once, go for import. But it's going to be a usual norm. I think that we have to go back to that archaic cost plus tariff because the entire country benefits. We have to broaden the perspective just pursuing at rupees per kilowatt hour. We have to see how much of GDP growth is happening because of this initiative. Now, to that matter, tell me one thing. Any of this ultra mega power project that got bidded has used Indian turbines? No, it's from China. So essentially, who's installed megawatts over here? Not India, it's China, including the manpower. We could have jolly well used this opportunity to create manufacturing setups in India. And essentially, the way things are going ahead, it will be a service sector driven, where the capital goods will be imported in a variety of places. Very interestingly, we are operating in a country called Brazil. Brazil has a competitive bidding framework. But very smartly, if you have a 70% value addition happen in Brazil, you get an interest subsidy. So in a way, they're pushing make in Brazil. South Africa, they also have competitive bidding, but they have black content over there. So essentially, you have to have utilization of valuation, something from South Africa. Every country tries to protect its country from a market they're creating. And unfortunately, we are not looking at a larger perspective. We have a huge market, 1.5 gigawatt is massive, huge amount of equity debt investments coming in. I'm being a manufacturer. Okay, in wind particularly, since we had a feed-in tariff or a preferential tariff, make in India has happened in wind. None of the wind turbines are imported from outside India. They're all manufactured in India. GE, everyone.
Chintan, I'm sorry, you have to be quick there. I have to pass it on.
Yeah, I wanted to make this point.